Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to day number 152 of this bulk series. And today we got a little bit of shoulders, and I also want to talk specifically about carbs and a little bit of dieting and how I am approaching it in this off season. So first off, we got a shoulder day. I don't know if I already said that, but starting out with shoulder press. But anyways, when it comes to carbs, I am typically eating around 300 a day on a normal day, where I'm like dieting. My sources of these carbs can range anywhere from like rice to fruit to orange juice, and honey. But I've also recently started implementing just any source of carbs. I find that it gives me a lot more freedom and just makes me feel better, and cope with eating habits better. But roughly staying around that many carbs. And if you don't understand what a carb is, it's essentially a form of energy, short-term form of energy that you need to have if you want to progress in the gym. It's how your body gets your pumps. The formula for a pump is really water, sodium, good sleep, and carbohydrates. I'm not really going to go into the specific difference between a sugar and a regular carbohydrate or whatever the other things are, because I really don't know myself too much, but I know that carbs have a set number of calories, and so do protein and fat. I think carbs are 4 calories per gram, and protein and fats are like 8 or something. I don't really know. I'm probably wrong on that. But I'm eating also around 200 grams of protein, just trying to roughly get around that goal. Not really gonna, force down, a bunch of protein. It is a very good tool for suppressing ghrelin. And if you just want to stay full throughout the entire day and maybe deplete some of those cravings. But I find it a little bit more difficult getting past 250 grams. I like to eat around 4 meals to 3 meals a day with a shake. It's most optimal to eat 5 times a day because protein synthesis occurs 5 times a day. But a lot of people, for most people, especially people that have other responsibilities in their life, it's a little bit difficult to do that. So I'm sticking around 4. Yeah, and fats, I'm really working with about 10 grams to about 20 grams per meal, 4 times a day. You can also get like 50 grams of protein from that math. But if you spread it out properly, I'm eating about 75 to 50 grams of carbs per meal. Most of the time I'm eating about 75 grams and 10 to 20 grams of fat and about 50 grams of protein. This I found for me is quite a good spot, especially when it comes to not bloating me as much and also keeping me satiated. I don't want to bloat myself as much eating like 100 grams of carbs, or even some people will be eating 150 grams of carbs per meal, as that's going to start thickening up your waistline and making you bloat and get rid of some aesthetics. After all, that's what classic bodybuilding is. Speaking of aesthetics, shoulders, which I am hitting today, is one of the most important figures, body parts, or whatever you like to call that, and building an aesthetic physique. The wider you are, the smaller your waist will appear, and overall just get building a nice V. So yeah, that's as much I'm gonna go into some science, if some of it's even correct. I'm not a doctor. I'm 19 years old, and this is just what I picked up from trainers, coaches, and my own research. But yeah, these are just some important things to know when it comes to bodybuilding and progressing as a bodybuilder. So yeah, we got some tricep push downs right here. For these, I like to get a 12 to 15 rep range, 3 sets, and making sure my shoulders and elbows are behind my body, trying to take my shoulders out the movement as much as possible. But yeah, really squeezing out all the glycogen energy and getting that blood flow into my triceps to grow them. But tomorrow, I'm quite excited for an arm day. I can't wait for those. We all love an arm day. They're one of the best workouts, along with shoulders and chest. You know, some people even love legs. But tomorrow is arms on the agenda. And what I love so much about arms is that because they are probably my weakest part, getting them pumped and getting them to look bigger temporarily is a very euphoric feeling to me. And makes me look a lot more aesthetic. So yeah, this was overall a very good shoulder and chest day. It feels so good not being sick. Last week I was sick. Last shoulder day I did, I was very sick and it just sucked. But it just feels good just going hard and getting that nice rush of a pump in my shoulders. Definitely love doing some lat raises at the beginning and getting that pump. But I'd like to note something about this chest machine. It feels phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Focusing on the upper chest and getting a nice squeeze. You know, only thing is that it doesn't converge towards the middle, but that's all right. You know, as long as the machine feels good and you get a nice pump from it, keep doing it. You know, I'm definitely going to incorporate this more into my chest workouts, as this machine, like I said, feels amazing. But didn't do too many reps, just mostly getting partials because it was a quite heavy weight. But anyways, we're going into the last exercise, which isn't my cup of tea. Chest flies. I do not like chest flies, despite the fact that I have to do them a lot. Because my chest is also one of my lacking parts and very important for an aesthetic physique. But always get something nagging my shoulder, even when I try to, you know, take my shoulders out the equation. And overall, I'm not very strong. I'm only doing about 100 pounds here, and I can only get so many reps, mostly because I did a chest movement beforehand, but I just haven't been able to get a strong chest fly. And you get a nice pump, especially when you get into those half reps. But yeah, I just don't really like it too much. But you do them. You got to do them. You know, grow your chest. But let's get a little bit of a pose down here. Was looking decently good today. As a little bit of a background, I had about 150 grams of carbs before this workout for my pre-workout meals. One of which was rice and salmon. Another of which was a protein shake and some junky cereal and some milk. But like I said, I like to just make sure I'm only getting around 75 grams of carbs. Nothing too much. We're even going to pull down the pants here to see the legs. But what you guys think of those wheels? But anyways, I like this pose, especially with a vacuum. That's my favorite. And yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some arms.